We're back on Boston has entered the chat. George Balekji, Kasey Hudson. We're calling a quick audible on this one, so we'll talk Celtics now. But Andy Brickley will be joining us after this break. But let's stick with it right here. Massive Game 6 in Madison Square Garden. 8 p.m. tip tonight. Celtics, Knicks. For the Celtics, obviously trying to battle back from down 3-1 without Jayson Tatum, put the cap on all that. For the Knicks, they're trying to get to their first Eastern Conference final since 1999. And also, they need to prove that they can beat this Celtics team.
Right.
And a Celtics team without Jayson Tatum. This is big for both franchises. I mean, if the Celtics battle back, incredible story. If the Knicks lose to this version of the Celtics, and it is one game at a time, James Dolan's going to look at that roster and go, all right, how do I blow it up? Build around Jalen Brunson once again.
Yeah, and that's going to be the next part about all of this is like what things can be copy and pasted from the previous game to now. And obviously that's what the Celtics are going to be looking for. But if you can't sit there and say, okay, Kornet's going to have another massive game and come in defensively for this team, and then Brown's going to be that two-way guy, like how do you think that they bring the same energy and make the Knicks uncomfortable all over again without being able to completely replicate everything they did beforehand? I
think it's if they get same performance at Al Horford and Drew Holiday, it'll be like an outlier what we've seen. Because when they play good, the next game is they come down to earth, but then game after that, they come back up. I don't think Al Horford's going to be the same player. And this is a Knicks team that is still really well built to stop the Celtics. Like, all right, everything the Celtics did in Game 5 was amazing. What Jaylen Brown did on both ends of the floor was absolutely outstanding. Defensively, as a leader, so it's not even just on the floor, it's everything off the floor we don't see as well. Like, he was fantastic. Derek White was fantastic. Luke Kornet, fantastic. Is Kristaps Porzingis going to be available, or does Joe Mazzulla not even go that way?
True.
Can Kornet play the same way on the defensive end of the floor? And also what plays into it, the New York Knicks, with Karl-Anthony Towns, they have to have serious conversations with him no matter what happens this season, because he fouled himself out of the game. He took himself out of that Game 5 that was in TD Garden.
Yeah.
The dumb fouls away from the ball doesn't make any sense. If he doesn't play dumb, if Jalen Brunson doesn't get 5 fouls in the third quarter.
Wasn't Brunson a foul liability as well?
He was, and it was just an interesting game. The Celtics still dominated. They were shooting fantastic. They played as a team defensively with intensity.
Yeah.
A lot has to go well for the Knicks to correct it too. That's where this Game 6 is just so interesting because we saw fouls, we saw dumb mistakes. We saw the Celtics play flawless basketball and overcome adversity like Porzingis not being able to breathe. Game 6 again. Now this shifts to Madison Square Garden. Knicks are comfortable shooting there.
Different beast.
Yeah, and it's going to be a rabid fan base. To close it out at home, that would be so sweet for the Knicks.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, coaching hat on. Knowing that Porzingis is not 100%, knowing that Kornet was able to flip the switch, come in and be reliable, accountable, and dominant, do you make the decision to go ahead and have Kornet involved that much more early on in the game? Like, do you trust him to be able to provide for 4 quarters versus trying out Porzingis and seeing if there's going to be this switch coming up and just put him in that locked-in mentality from the get-go?
Two-way on this. I think start Kornet. I think don't worry about Kristaps Porzingis. He just doesn't have it. And they brought him off the bench. I think there will be that Kornet starting or Al Horford. We'll see. You got to know within 5 minutes of Porzingis on the floor if he has it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you could put him in, let's say, midway through the first or just to start the second quarter. But don't leave him out too long. If he is a serious liability out there, you got to pull him.
Yeah.
And that's beyond a Luke Kornet. I would start Luke Kornet. I would stick with the hot hand there on the defensive end of the floor. And then again, we were talking about the depth of this team is so important. If Neemias Queta for the Celtics can step up, come off the bench, who plays well, is athletic, is a good rim runner as well, and great at protecting the rim, he fits the system, I would give him the Porzingis minutes. Because if he doesn't have it right away, I'm taking it away.
Right.
And it's part of this too. You're down 3-2, it's Game 6 in the Garden. Why hold anything back? Play every single card. What I like what Tom Thibodeau did in Game 5 was Brunson, with his 5 fouls, he put him out right away to start the fourth. Because it's either he sits on the bench and the game gets away, or he fouls out and he loses.
Right.
But it's like, go all in on that. So I would have a very, very short leash on Kristaps Porzingis, but that doesn't mean maybe more Kornet all around. That means more of the bench of Neemias Queta. Like Sam Hauser stepping up, finally healthy and shooting.
Yeah, and Ante mentioned Hauser a couple weeks ago when it came to like, if this guy guy can step up and be, another asset,
He's the
another layer for
microwave.
this team, then that's just going to continue to help push them forward. But I like that opinion on that for sure, because I think that at the end of the day, when a game comes this close and when you're counted out to a degree because of what it means at Madison Square Garden, because of, like you said, the roster is built to work against the Celtics, then the mental muscle in this, strategy in this is going to be so important. Like, this is where, yes, the skill is going to be fantastic, but it's going to be like being the most tactful team to make it work for you. What I thought that they did so beautifully, as we talked about a lot of the fouls being a liability, is you and I talked about it here. It was making the Knicks uncomfortable. It was forcing those mistakes. And I think they have the capability to do that again because of who this team is and what this game is going to mean.
Hey, we saw the phone calls come in. We had some great voicemails yesterday after the Celtics win. One guy wanted Cooper Flag. I was like, hey, I get it. I get it. I love Cooper Flag, but I'm like,
Did we put that to bed finally?
I want to trade Jayson Tatum. I don't know if that'll ever go to bed.
Okay.
But I'm fine for it. I'm open for the combo. We got another voicemail. Hey, make sure you guys can call in 617-790-0928. We got another voicemail, though. I love this. This was after the Celtics win. Someone's still riding that high.
Oh.
Just want to say I'm proud of my team. They showed up and showed out. Yeah, we lost a superstar, but this team is full of stars, and we saw that last night. I'm hopeful just to go to Game 7, and we can take it home.
Short, simple. Also, shout out, I know he was listening to the show. I heard my voice a little in the background.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Appreciate the listen. 617-790-0928. People could call into the show. Proud of my team. Showed up and showed out. Team full of stars. And that's what makes this Celtics team special. They lost a superstar, but the stars stepped up. And it is the way that I just love is how Boston, New England, all of this is rallying around this Celtics team. It isn't a Jayson Tatum's hurt and give up.
Right.
It is a Jayson Tatum went down, but support the guys. Don't give up. They can still win this. They know how special the team is. Oh, we usually do thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up on that one for me.
Thumbs up on that one. I'm right there with you. Thumbs up on that one.
It was good energy.
Well, it's that on top of the fact of like the no quit. You know what I mean? Like, Boston's got zero quit in them. And then, like, we saw the fan reactions when Ante and Travis were out there talking to them, and it was just like,
still believe.
You do this for JT, you do this for JT. Like, there wasn't an ounce of doubt, regardless of, like, I don't know, how grim the situation can seem. So it's been mentioned a number of times where the depth can come in, but also it's just the fact of, like, that accountability. It's this team showing that they don't want to be broken apart. They don't want to be imploded, because that's the next factor in all of this. Depending on how this plays out, win or loss, the effort on the court is going to secure certain contracts. It's going to secure certain conversations. It's going to make you less tradable or more likely to be tradable. So this is important on a number of notes, because you don't really want to see this team go through an entire rebuild. If anything, there's the retooling to support your key guys moving forward. But outside of that, like, this is going to mean a lot to a number of players. So I like how you mentioned kind of almost having that fresh leg, fresh eyes, fresh mentality coming in, working the bench a lot more in this situation. But at the end of the day, Boston was rallying, and I think that they can continue to feel that even in Madison Square Garden. Yeah,
they definitely rally around it. I'm interested what the crowd will be like in Madison Square Garden. Obviously, we know it'll be rabid, it'll be insane.
The fake LA fans.
Yeah, but it's also a lot. There was a lot of Knicks fans at TD Garden the other night. Like, you heard it through the TV. I know people that are at the game, they said the same thing. Like, and what I think as well, this is twofold. With all of this going on, Bill Chisholm is sitting courtside, who will be the next owner of the Boston Celtics, and watching this team. And he's a diehard fan. He's always been a Celtics fan. He's not just a random person that wants to own an NBA team like the Dumonts and the Mavericks. This is a good owner. But you know, he's looking up and he's like, why are there so many Knicks fans here?
Well, it's
we got to change something with the ticket prices, maybe. We got to change this. But so I just think of it's. I'm interested in how many Boston fans are in the Garden. But when I'm watching that game, I was like, what does the new owner make of a lot of Knicks fans getting into your building in a big playoff game?
Like I said, a lot of Knicks fans are just involved through and through. It's almost like New York versus Boston is like East Coast versus West Coast. The intensity is there, like the travel is there, the support is there. Like, when you're backing whatever your home is, it's outrageous. And the Knicks are feeling this so tremendously right now. Like, they already locked this in and made it theirs 3 games ago. They
did. I mean, when they go up 3-1 and JT goes down. If they drop this, how many Kardashians over under 4 will be at the Garden tonight?
Oh.
Jenner's Kardashians.
They're going to think that.
Over under 4.5.
Under.
Under?
Yeah.
Kylie, Kendall, Chris, I think that's mom, Kim. Maybe Chloe goes. I'll go 5. No, Kim won't be there. I'll go 4.
Yeah.
Kylie, Kendall, Chloe, Chris.
There you go.
That's my call.